You're listening to The Coffee Hour. I'm Andy Bates.
I'm Sarah Golseth.
We are celebrating National Lutheran Schools Week. Students visited us this past week for National Lutheran Schools Week, sharing wonderful music with us in chapel, and so we had some time to sit down and record with them. Today, we get to visit with Lutheran High School South. Joining us in studio today, we have Natalie Mayer, Choir Director for Lutheran South. Natalie, thanks so much for joining us.
Hi, thanks for having us.
And two students from the choir. We have Vashek. Vashek, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
What grade are you in?
I am a junior.
A junior.
Cool.
So we'll talk a little bit about some of the exciting things about being a junior. We'll talk about that in just a minute. And we also have Peyton with us. Good morning, Peyton.
Hi, thank you for having me.
And what grade are you in, Peyton?
I'm also a junior like Vashek.
All right, so we have two juniors in studio, so no one has senioritis yet. That's good.
Well, hopefully.
Not yet.
Maybe, I don't know.
So Peyton, let's start with you. Why did your family choose Lutheran South for you?
I actually chose Lutheran South and twisted my mom's arm to let me go. I actually went to the campus before actually shadowing because I was part of my school's cross-country team, and we had to meet there, and I had also already previously ran at Lutheran North. I wasn't going to go to North because of the fact that's too far for me, but yeah, I went to Lutheran South because it was closer, and I already knew people there.
That's very cool. Vashek, what about you? Why did your family choose Lutheran South?
So before I went to South, I was homeschooled, and we just needed another place for me to be able to find people and have more friends because I'm a people person.
Uh-huh.
And we chose it because there were actually students from my old 3rd and 4th grade classes who were there.
Very cool. Have a little built-in community then when you got there.
Yes, and my parents also knew a handful of the teachers.
Yeah. Yeah, as Lutherans do in the Lutheran world in St. Louis, that is a common thing. What do you enjoy about being a student in Lutheran South? Both of you are juniors, so you have a little time under your belt there. What do you enjoy about being a student?
I'm part of the theater community, and I thought it was pretty fun to do the shows, and they managed to do it with what they have, which isn't much.
Yeah. Peyton, what about you? What do you love about being a student at Lutheran South?
I love the community because just like Vashek a few years ago, I was part of the theater classes, so I know with what little we do have to work with, what it takes to build the sets and the costumes. And then I was also a cheerleader there, and so yeah, I know what we go through daily.
Yeah.
How is God's Word a part of your day at Lutheran South? We'll start with you, Peyton.
God's Word's a part of our day on a daily basis because we have our Kairos groups where students will lead us in a devotion, then we'll have prayers in almost every class. Then on Wednesdays we also have like a whole chapel with the entire school, which is really nice.
Wow. Vash, do you have anything to add to that where you hear God's Word as a student at Lutheran South?
We also have a handful of theology classes taught by pastors and then seminarians.
Excellent. What are some of you both mentioned some of the extracurricular activities that you're involved in. You mentioned theater. Are there other things that you've been involved in, Vashek?
Currently, no.
No?
What about choir?
It's part of school.
Yeah, it's a curricular, not an extra.
You got to go on a fabulous field trip today. You're on the radio. That's pretty
We
exciting.
get to go to Texas in a few months.
Oh,
Yeah,
choir
a few
tour?
weeks,
Tell us
choir
about
tour.
that.
We're dreading it because not all of the students are able to sleep on a bus. So
yes.
that's going to be interesting. Then we
It'll be a
also-
fun adventure. Drive overnight to Texas. We're performing at a few Lutheran churches there, at their church services and giving concerts in the afternoons and evenings.
Yeah.
Going to
John Williams concert.
John Williams concert, Dallas Symphony. There's a NASA museum in Houston we're visiting.
Do you have 2 extra seats on the bus? This is what I'm really wondering right now.
The catch is you have to chaperone.
Okay.
Yeah, you would have to deal with John Feeney.
I might be up for that. I don't know. Maybe choir tour. Choir tour is such an awesome thing. Have either of you been on a choir tour yet?
Yeah, we went last year to Kansas City and Jeff City.
Yeah.
Last year was a little bit of a smaller tour because things were still a little bit up in the air with
Yeah.
COVID.
Yeah.
It was a good first run. just a couple hours away, and now we have a big adventure upcoming.
That's so exciting. What does something like choir tour do for the camaraderie and the, I don't know, building the community for you guys, being, since choir is a curricular, not an extracurricular, what does that do to build the community with your class, Vashik?
You get to know people inside out once you spend a week with them.
Living on a bus.
Yeah.
Like, I've already done the math. It's like 36 plus hours together.
Yeah.
None of us are ready for that.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll do it.
And the students all have tour jobs. They'll be responsible for moving gear and luggage, and so we all work together to make the performances happen and to make the tour successful.
All right, Peyton, what's your job on tour?
My main job is to like unload the luggage from underneath the bus, and that got crazy last year because like everyone was trying to find their stuff when we should have been organizing it between boys, girls, and teachers. And so I was trapped under the bus for a few minutes.
All right, so what's your plan to organize this year?
I'm gonna yell at everybody to
No.
Vashek, what's your job on tour?
I get to unload band equipment from the trailer, so that should be fun.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Handle the vibraphone and the big
Tiffany.
percussion
Everything
instruments.
big and expensive.
It's an important job.
That
It
means
is.
we trust Vashik.
Yeah.
Yeah, we trust Vashek a lot.
So this is more than just choir going on tour
Yes,
this year.
choir and band. together.
Excellent. And
So I think it's something like 76 students.
wow.
Wow.
And I heard Dallas and Houston, other cities in between.
And it was Oklahoma on the way back.
Oh, wow.
Very nice.
Excellent. What would you say is unique about your school, Vashek?
I would say the community, because I came from homeschooling, it didn't take very long to make a lot of friends. Everyone was very welcoming and took me in.
Peyton?
I would have to agree with Vashik. The community is a lot different from what I'm used to. I came from a school where we don't really talk about God much because of the fact that it was all different people from all different walks of life, not just a Lutheran community.
So how is your time at Lutheran South preparing you? I know you both are juniors, so maybe starting to look at colleges or the next step after high school. So how is Lutheran South preparing you to take those next steps after high school? Start with you, Peyton.
It's giving us a way to like keep God in our life, even when we leave St. Louis, even if we don't choose to work in a church, but still make God a part of our day.
And what about you, Vashik?
It helps with schedules. They give us more breaks throughout the day so that we can learn what it's like to have more free time, and you need to organize your time wisely.
Very good.
So you're ready for the next step, which is senior year.
Yes.
All right. What are you looking forward to in senior year?
Probably looking for a good college. I think I've already found one.
Spend some
Oh.
time searching for colleges. All right. Peyton, what are you looking forward to next year?
Looking at colleges, and then also looking forward to being able to send our comments.
All right. All right.
The upperclassmen seniors get to sit in a special location, different from the lunchroom for lunch. That's what you're referring to, right?
Yes.
Have lunch in the commons.
Yeah, they tried to keep it territorial, but we always infiltrated.
Let's talk about teaching music at Lutheran High South. Fairly, somewhat new to Lutheran High South, is
Yes,
that right?
this is my second year teaching.
Year.
I did graduate from Lutheran South in 2014. So it's been a pleasure to return to a community that impacted my life in a really positive way and shaped me into the person that I am. And so it's a privilege to be a hopefully positive impact on my students and helping them to grow in music and in faith and in their friendships with each other.
What are some of the highlights of teaching music to these students at Lutheran South?
You know, they are a hilarious bunch of students.
They're all
I hadn't
chuckling in
noticed.
the
The
background right now.
personalities in that class really make me laugh, even if sometimes we shouldn't be laughing. Through it all, it's we have fun.
Yeah.
What are some of the classes you get to teach at Lutheran South?
Just choir.
Just choir. Excellent. How do you, being only in your second year, I know as a choir director that might be challenging, not knowing the students, the talent, the skill level, all those things, walking into that now, and last year being the year coming off of much virtual learning, I'm sure, for many schools, many students. How do you begin a school year and planning for choir for a whole year? Are there auditions for the choirs? How do you go about starting a new school year for choir?
There are many different challenges that come to a performing arts teacher that you wouldn't experience in other classes. But the performing arts department at Lutheran South, the other teachers are quite experienced, and I've been able to lean on them, and they've shared their wisdom and kind of have been great mentors to me. And, this is what I've learned that works. This is what I've learned that isn't the best. And it helps that, the kids are great. That makes it a lot easier on the teachers.
How does choir fit in with the big picture of a student's life at Lutheran South? How does this choir experience fit into that learning experience that these students have every day?
Well, Lutherans love to sing traditionally.
Yes.
So we lead music several times a year during our chapel services. We visit community churches so that the students can see different worship styles at the different Lutheran churches in our area. We sing sacred music and secular music of all styles so that they can see how all of that works together in the larger canon of choral music, and try to keep God at the center of all that we do.
Yeah.
How can we learn more about Lutheran High School South?
You can check out their website. They have a great social media presence to see what the sports teams and theater and band and music and everything, what they're up to, and the accomplishments that all the different departments and activities have made throughout the school year.
And to our friends in Texas, Dallas, Houston, and even Oklahoma, they'll be coming your way very soon over spring break. Is that right?
President's Day weekend.
President's Day. Oh,
that is
very
soon.
That's in February.
Exciting.
Yes.
Thank you so much for being here this morning, Peyton. Vashek, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
As
Happy to
mayor,
be here.
Thank
It's been
you
a pleasure.
Thank you so much. You've been listening to the Coffee Hour. We've been celebrating National Lutheran Schools Week. I'm Andy Bates.
I'm Sarah Golseth.
The Coffee Hour with Andy and Sarah is a production of KFUO. To support the Coffee Hour and KFUO Radio, visit KFUO.org. You can also text KFUO to 41444 or send an email to gifts@kfuo.org. And you can call us at 800-844-0524. KFUO. Christ for you, anytime, anywhere.